Oh, she's at the chicken. Hey guys, sorry about that. My kitten was about to eat my fucking chicken, my dinner. Okay, so happy Monday. Hopefully we are feeling good. Obviously it's Sunday for me, but hopefully we are reading to go. It's the 16th of February 2026. So it's something that's came up this week on clients just saying how much their mindset has improved towards, you know, whether they've had to miss gym sessions, whether they've missed some meals, whether they are going out for dinner and how they view that, like it's not going to throw them off track, or whether someone's been on a work trip and they managed to get themselves back on track whereas they hadn't before. So it's like learning how to remove that guilt. So I've wrote down some notes in case you're like, what is she looking at? But when it comes to like coaching, when it comes to like a physique transformation, it's not just about dropping pounds on the scales, it's not about dress sizes, it's not about how lean you can get, etc, etc. It is honestly more so a mental transformation, so the mindset transformation, right? And I've coached hundreds of women, and I've seen people, you know, for example, like losing so much weight, but then it becomes like it's never good enough for themselves. But it's because that they're forgetting to do the mind work as well. So like creating, as I say here, be kind to your mind and developing that into a stronger standpoint, right? Because I always say, like, you could have the dream physique, you could be at the goal weight that you wish for, but if you don't have your mind in a healthy place, then it does mean shit, right? And I've been there, I have been shredded inside out, abs, and terrible as it is, because I know, looking back, I absolutely wasn't, but I still thought that I wasn't good enough, I still thought I was fat. And I always remember this one time me and Franny went to Pro Life Gym in Paisley, and I was doing my posing. I was a few weeks out from my final show, and I was like so upset by myself. I was like, oh my god, like now I look back and I'm like, oh my god, I had veins, I had abs, like I had the tiniest waist. Like now I look back and think, god, what was I thinking? Because I actually like had to like quickly put the video away because I was like, oh my god, like I don't look good at all. Like, so I understand, like I've been there where I've had veins popping. And again, I always remember this one time, I had never had veins before, and I was like, oh my god, I love that. Taking pictures and being like, oh, I can't post that, that's not good enough. You know, comparing yourself to what other people are like. I've been there where I've lost 20 kilo in one dieting phase. And again, I still thought that wasn't good enough. But it's your physique doesn't actually fix your mind. So you could get to your goal weight, you could get to where you think you want to be, but as I said, you won't appreciate it, or you won't feel good if you've not also been doing the mind work as well. Now, what I have learned through my journey since stepping away from bodybuilding and my own self is that, like, the abs or the low weight on the scales, like, it doesn't actually improve how you see yourself, because again, I hadn't done that inner work. And when you do build your mind, like, it does unlock so much potential. You have so much then worth for yourself. Like, you can see the value in you and not just what your body looks like. Because I get it, like, obviously since I've moved to Dubai, like, I have had to work on these things, stepping away from bodybuilding, etc. And I'm not just saying it comes from bodybuilding, it's across any sort of transformation. We are all very, very hard on ourselves, and again, like, I get it from a coach's perspective. Since I've came to Dubai, there is so many people who are fitter than me, stronger than me, who look more athletic, who look like, but you know what, it doesn't make them, you know, it doesn't, your physique doesn't just show, or your ability doesn't just prove the value of someone. And if you don't, like, learn to change your mind, like, your goal will still make you feel shit, if that makes sense. So, like, you might, as it says, you'll get to the goal. Say you were like to me, Nicola, I want to drop 10 kilo, like, and say you drop 10 kilo, but you've just been kind of ignoring, you know, how you're feeling, that mindset, not improving anything with that, not improving, like, the fact that you can get up every day and go to the gym, or you can get up every day and make fresh foods, like we don't appreciate these wee things. We just take it all for granted, so we're just constantly chasing. And that's why I like to more like view everything as a lifestyle. It's not about the quick fix. Trust me, I get it. I want to be, you know, at my goal right now, but it doesn't, getting there quicker, it doesn't make you appreciate it anymore. And again, that's something that I have had to learn as well since I've joined a new coach. I'm like, right, this is the bodybuilder in me. I'm like, right, let's go. Tell me what changes you want me to make. And she doesn't make any changes. Like, it's just about consistency. You don't need to be changing all the plan. And obviously I say this to you, I know that. But I get that when it comes to yourself, like, you want to be there as quick as you can. But we can also be doing so much more work to make you actually value the process and the journey. Because I always say it's not just about the goal. Like, the goal is the minute thing, the journey is the good part. But if you don't like work on things that are going to help you see, you know, have a better outlook, you know, appreciate life, appreciate what you're doing, then when you get to that goal, like, you will still feel shit. Like, so like I said, when I was stage ready, I was shredded, I had abs, you know, I had what I needed to have, I had the goal, but I didn't think I was good enough because I was just so robotic and, you know, this is what I need to do, cardio, steps, food, that I forgot about, oh, actually, how I'm not appreciating what my body's doing. And if you're not working on your mind, then your body will change, so you will get that physique transformation, but your mind is going to stay the same. And then it can take you into places where, you know, you've got comparison. Maybe you're comparing someone against yourself on social media, or maybe you're comparing a previous version of yourself to the current you, or your ability or your career, like whatever it may be. And I'll tell you something. So today we went to a market, right? And on TikTok, I had saw that this market, it was like basically like Poundland, right? So I was like, sorry, Leo is half sleeping in the background. And we went, so I saw it on TikTok, it looked really good, and we went to go, and there was nothing there. Poundlands. It was. There was, I mean, I actually saw on the wall, it said 2023 on somebody's permit thing. There was like letters as if people had not been there. The shops were all shut. There was nothing in some of the things. And I was saying to Franny, this is a prime example of why you sometimes can't trust social media. So when you compare yourself to someone else, then sometimes you have to be realistic. Like, what people post isn't always what you get. And that is, again, it's something I've really learned. You know, moving countries, some of the things I see, I'm like, and I was telling Caro and like Kirsty when they were over, like, you know, the cars you see sometimes in Dubai aren't always bought cars. Like, sometimes people are renting them and kidding on, so we can't always trust what social media says to us. But anyway, I digress. So things that you can do to improve your mindset, and it's doing things like gratitude. And I know that people find this cringy, but it is very helpful. Like, I get to do that. I like changing the way you speak, it will go a mile, okay? So I get to get up in the morning, I get to go a walk, I get to have a coffee, I can put makeup on, and you start to appreciate like these wee things. And then it's like your choices as well. So, you know, the fact that instead of saying things like, oh my god, I can't be arsed doing that today, like, it's an absolute privilege that we can, you know, I maybe don't want my chicken and potatoes right now because Franny's getting a fucking burger and chips. But do you know what? There's some people that don't have a choice in the world. They didn't choose to grow up in a country where they don't have toilets or they don't have fresh food. Whereas, so sometimes, again, just changing that perspective and that outlook on things, it makes you actually appreciate so much more. And then just understanding that we're always going to have bad days, we're going to have weeks that will throw us off track. It doesn't mean that you need to throw all the dummies out of the pram. And I actually saw a thing on Instagram today, and it was like, you know, when you have an argument with your partner, you don't automatically be like, oh my god, I'm going to divorce them. you go away. Brandy said what in the background. So you don't automatically say, just because I've had an argument, I'm going to divorce him. You say, you know, maybe you walk away, you have some time, and then you come and you fix the issue. So it's the exact same with your fitness journey. Like, just because maybe you missed a meal, you missed a gym session, doesn't mean you need to throw out the pram. You wake up the next day, you wake up the next day and you crack on. And it's about learning how to do these things. So when it comes to feeling guilty, Nicola, get to the point, is that it's chat. And again, I understand the food anxiety. I've been there myself, and sometimes I still go through it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't really want that. So it's not always, it's not an overnight switch, as I always say to clients. It's a continuous working process. It's not always going to be like, oh my god, fucking pizza. Like, you know, sometimes you might have a wee bit of fear of doing these things, but in the grand scheme of it, it's not actually going to ruin any progress. And I think it just creates a better relationship with yourself, with your mind, with your transformation, and understanding that we don't need to view food as a punishment. We don't need to view it as being guilty by it. Like, learn to understand that it is fuel. Like, your body needs food. And we shouldn't deprive ourselves of that. You need life in your life, and sometimes that is going for a coffee and cake with your friends. Sometimes it is phoning in a Domino's pizza. Sometimes it's going out for a night out with your friends because you're feeling a bit low. Like, you know, it doesn't always need to be chicken, rice and potatoes, or chicken, rice and veg. So it's just obviously understanding that your transformation, your coaching journey is not just about me getting you to, you know, let's fucking drop 10 kilo on the scales. It's always about working on improving your mindset and, you know, improving how you see things, because you will have a clearer outlook on, and just being a bit more grateful. No, I'm not saying that anybody's not grateful, I don't mean it like that, but just being actually grateful and proud of yourself for what you do on the daily, because, you know, some people don't get the choices to do these things. So anyway, I digress so much. Basically, you know, we shouldn't feel guilty for living at the same time, because you're not just put on this planet to drop kilos every so often or gain glutes, like whatever it may be. So yes, hopefully you've enjoyed. Happy fucking Monday.